Good morning. Oh, Jesus. These, what do you call them? Slippers are slippery. I got like a bigger pair because, I like a bigger pair of slippers, but these ones don't really stay on unless I'm wearing socks, and I'm not wearing socks, so I almost fell down the stairs. All right. It is 7:45. I got to get on this WebEx. All right, good morning. I decided, so I had my interview, right? That all went well. Hopefully to hear back from them. But then I also got an email about the state job that I applied for, like earlier the month in October, that I would be considered for the next whatever step. So I have a decision. My decision would be based on how much money I'd be making. But I might hate the state job, I don't know. Anyway, I might not even be considered, and it could be too late by the time maybe I have the job with the one company I just applied, that I just had the interview with. Maybe I'll have their job for like a month before I hear back from anywhere else. But I don't need to apply to anywhere else. I have so many applications out in the world right now. It's unnecessary. Also, I have seen multiple reviews of the Unbrush from TikTok, right? But none of them had been about, like, with hair like mine until today. Today I saw a bunch of people with hair like mine or curlier, and they were doing it, the Unbrush dry, which I know will give me a frizz, but I could then just wet it, brush it through, and get it wet. Might be easier. I don't know, but I ordered it, and it was only it was on sale. The one I got hopefully is the right one and not the knockoff. It has Unbrush on it. It said Unbrush when I ordered it. It was like $8, so I ordered it. We'll see, because I've seen some that are like $32, and I'm not paying $32 for a hairbrush. So if this $8 one is not the actual Unbrush, but it's the knockoff, and it works, great. But if it doesn't, then it was only $8, and it'll be all right. Okay, so I'm gonna watch bad, scary horror movies. This one is called Bad Hair. Yep, that's the name. And it's the premises or the plot is that this lady decides to get a weave and to keep up with the industry, the whatever industry. I forgot what I just read. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna watch this and see how bad it is. Still watching Bad Hair, and I'll explain the movie to you once it's done. I just wanted to show you this. All right, Bad Hair was a movie for people of color. So it had a lot to do with hair. It had only to do with hair. So this girl wanted to work her way up, be a host or something, some culture TV show. Anyway, she made an appointment. She was told to make an appointment at this hair place. Because I know. Back in the 90s, late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, early 90s, late 80s, 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 early 90s, late 80 there was a lot of people of color who wouldn't get hired because their natural hair was deemed unprofessional. So they would go to salons and get their hair pressed or straightened, relaxed, all that kind of stuff to fit in with normal culture. It's against the law to do that now, but it wasn't back then. Regardless, she went to this place called Verges. That was just the name they gave this hair salon. And the woman who did it was a sew-in, so like they have to braid your hair real tight to your head. Then they sew in the locks, the weave, whatever. And the girl who played the stylist was that same girl who was in oh shoot, what is it called? Orange is the New Black. She was she's the trans girl, and I can't remember her name, but it was stupid fly, go away. It was her. So she did the whole lock thing or braiding and the hair stuff. Anyway, after that, the woman who got the weave goes home and her head hurts and she's supposed to feed this, like what they called an oil or treatment to the scalp. Well, so later on, her landlord is like, wants more money for rent. He raised the rent. He's been drinking, so he comes into her place unannounced and is like, okay, we're going to get the rent, but we can work something out. He's going to rape her. So she has like a box cutter in her top drawer or something. And so she opens that up and her hair comes to life, grabs the box cutter and stabs the dude and feeds on the blood. Like the hair comes to life and is like feeding the blood. And the only way that the hair actually gets like to look good is by feeding on blood. So like if you wake up and you have a really messy hair, there was a scene where she was like, oh, I just started my period, where hair reaches down into her pants and feeds off of her period blood. Gross. Okay, but anyway, the hair, it becomes luscious and whatever, and it's fine. So it's killer hair. Bad hair is about a killer weave. And you remember on Saturday Night Live, that boy, what's his name, Jay Farrell? Yeah, he's in that. He gets murdered. And I can't remember the name of the girl, but the woman who plays the wife in I'm terrible at this whole describing thing, but she played a wife in like a wife to a preacher, and the whole Greenleaf. I don't know if you saw the show Greenleaf, but that's what it was. She played the wife, and she was like the head honcho person who also had a weave from Verges or whatever it's called. And she's like, oh, it just started out, one at a time, or once a week, or not even, like once a week's still a lot to kill people. Letting your hair kill people. Anyway, it was something else. Let's see what else I can find that might be something else. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Burp. Movie number 2 was called Down. And I only picked it because the description of it sounded terrible. Like I said, I'm trying to do some terrible movies. And sometimes your terrible movies, not so terrible. This one was actually pretty good. So the premise of the movie is that 2 people get locked in an elevator, and it turns out that they're not who they say they are. Pretty cheesy sounding, right? I gotta make something to eat. Okay, so they're in the elevator, and they get to know each other. They end up having sex. It was mutual at the time. Because then after that, Guy, who is what his name is in the movie, we have no food. Look at this. It's like condiments and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we have food. It's up here. So what I was saying is that so the guy named Guy, he's like upset that because he asks her, he's like, I could fall in love with you. I guess the sex was that good or something. And he's like, I could fall in love with you. She's like, and he asks her what she's gonna do after they get out of the elevator. She's like, I'm gonna go to New York, like I had planned, and visit my ex-fiance and try to mend things or something like that. And then he got upset because he's like, he wanted her or something like that, and so he's like crazy now. And so she's like, I'm in danger, and so she like tries to beat him up and stuff, which she does, knocks him out and stuff like that. And then she's trying to get out of that. They've been trying to get out of the elevator. She almost got out of the elevator. Like, they got, the panels up top are supposed to lift up, and he did finally get and trusted her to like lift her up so she would go and get help. Well, she's like, fuck you, and then she tries to escape, but he catches up and they fall back into the elevator. They're stuck in the very bloody elevator. Nobody can, there's like security. He turns out to be like the security guard guy, and told the other two security guard people that he would take their shift so that he's the only one, and that nobody would come and look for them in the elevator. We gotta fly. So then, it obviously very much backfires for him because like he's psycho and whatnot. Turns out she's just as psycho, but not in the I need to, if I can't have you, nobody can kind of way. More like the I'm just gonna kill you because you're trying to kill me kind of way, which I guess not really psycho. It's more like I'm gonna protect myself. Anyways, his name's not actually Guy, it's John something. And his friend like brings his other coworker, security guard person, brings his girlfriend to the office to show him something. Then the other security guard guy is like, John's in the elevator, oh no, and I'm gonna try and help him, but John ends up killing him because he's like psycho, like I said, because the friend guy like cutting him in half with the elevator door. Go away, fly. What is on my egg? I don't know. And then, let's see. So then, John goes down to, like, where the security stuff is so he can delete all the footage. Because there's a camera in the elevator. That's how the other security guard guy knew that John was in the elevator. Well, he knew a girl was in the elevator, but I guess he didn't see John or something. I don't know. I'm just making some eggs. So then the security guard's girlfriend was there, and she saw John, and he's like, I guess you can't survive now. You can't live. So he killed her, and they shoved him down the elevator shaft. And then, so the girl that John kidnapped is like knocked unconscious and stuff, and he put her in the trunk of his car, and then drove to some alleyway dumpster and was gonna put her body in the dump with the gasoline and set it on fire. She woke up in the trunk after he opened the trunk, so then she got out and knocked the guy in the head and broke his nose and stuff. So he's like, she was gonna just drive off in the car, and then she's like, no, this is gonna keep happening or might happen to somebody else. I don't know if that's what she was thinking, but anyway, she reversed the car into this to John, who jumped into the dumpster that she was going to be put in, and she had a cigar and a lighter. She lit the cigar. She's like, poof, I'm badass, and throws the lit cigar into the dump, lights the trash and John on fire. The end. It's actually very good. I liked it. I enjoyed that one. Again, called Down. That's the name of the movie, Down. I watched it on Hulu. I recommend that one. I do not recommend Bad Hair. Bad Hair was just not. Jay Farrell, you could have done better. Anyway, Down on Hulu. So I'm going to make these eggs, and I wish we had bread. I was going to go out and get snacks and stuff, but it's like rainy and gross, and I don't want to be in that, so I'm not going to do that. All right. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so I didn't watch all scary movies. I decided to watch Legally Blonde, as I haven't seen it in a really long time, and I like it. I think it's funny. It's cute. It's campy. It's, it's a feel good. I feel good about it. It's got Reese Witherspoon. My hair is very knotted. Oh, I bought the unbrush from TikTok. I hope it's the right. I think I mentioned that earlier already. But anyway, I hope it's the right one. I'm not sure when it'll arrive, but once it does, if it goes through like I've been seeing on TikTok, game changer. Just saying. All right, I'll figure something else to watch. It is Friday, so I don't know. Russ might be in the mood to order in. We'll see. Good evening. It's 11 something time, and we're gonna go to bed because we want to, and we can, and we are wanting to do that because we can, and stuff. Russ thinks it's very, very humorous. He thinks he's so funny. Just hilarious. Russ thinks he's hilarious. Do you see his face?
Toasty!
I'm pointing it at you. I flipped the Alright, that's enough.
Censored.
Have a good night.
Censored.
Tomorrow's Saturday. Have a good night. Toodles.
I need